The revival of the LEGO Star Wars helmet line is here, and they are starting it off strong with none other than the AT-AT Driver helmet. This set includes 730 pieces, it has 6 numbered bags, and I've yet to have the paper bags that LEGO has said they've been starting to put in the sets. I'm starting to think that someone is playing a joke on me because I have been patiently waiting for them and I've yet to have them. So let's dive in and see what this helmet is all about. And here is the official AT-AT Driver helmet. Starting off with the base of the set, it's the same exact one we've seen with every other helmet that LEGO has produced. I'm so happy they haven't changed anything up and they kept it the same, since especially we've gone through a few years without helmet sets. They didn't go to the drawing board and do anything different or try to get fancy with anything. And we have the same exact display plaque on the front that says AT-AT Driver helmet. But the one thing I will point out, and while building this, I can't even believe I remember this, is actually on the very bottom, normally in these corners over here, LEGO will have studs that will be there, and sometimes they'll color coordinate them with the helmets. Like with the Commander Cody helmet, we can actually see that he has the orange studs, and with Captain Rex, if I'm not mistaken, it is blue, but that's something that LEGO decided not to do on this version of the AT-AT Driver helmet, and I'm not sure why, but at the same time, it's not something that I necessarily would think would matter all too much. I think that it's one of those very minute details that not too many people would remember or even recognize, especially if it's your first helmet. You probably forgot, even if you've had a million helmets, that LEGO included those small details. But we can move on up a little bit to the mouthpiece area of the helmet, and I am a big fan of this. I really do enjoy down over here what I believe is the breathing mechanism to help the driver. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it looks really good. I love the simple design that LEGO used to include these. But more importantly, with the mouthpiece, we get a closer look right up in here. I didn't think LEGO was going to include that little red strip like we see on the AT-AT Driver helmet. I remember when this set got officially revealed, I said LEGO might have not included it, but it turns out that there is a red brick behind there that slightly peeks through, and it is a great addition, and it's so sleek, and it's one of those small designs that, once again, you won't notice, but it's small details like that that make these helmet sets some of my favorite LEGO Star Wars sets. Taking off half of the face mask, we can actually see that red brick that actually peeks through, and it's just on one of these hinge sort of pieces right here. Very simple, just how majority of the other helmets are made. Nothing too complicated to do with that. Nice sleek design. Very similar to the Stormtrooper helmet with the eyes where the driver can see out of. I want to quickly compare the Stormtrooper to this just so you guys can have an idea of exactly how similar LEGO made these. And where the eyes are on the Stormtrooper, it does pop out a little bit more, while the AT-AT Driver is a little bit more pushed back and a little more hidden to give it more of a squinted look, but I still think they both look good, and they were relatively a very similar process with pieces. A big elephant in the room has to be with the stickers on this set, and we're going to get to the eyebrow stickers, these two square ones first, and the red doesn't look bad, but the gray stickers, I feel that LEGO should just print them, because gray on gray for LEGO, they can just never get it right, and it's completely different shades of gray, and it just doesn't look good. It looks sloppy, and it's not so much with this particular square right here, but if we actually take a look at the above section, this gray, like that gray does not match the gray bricks that are used, and we've seen this on so many sets like the Duel Imperial, like with the UCS Venator, and it happens over and over again. And it's just something that I'm not against LEGO using stickers. I understand why. It's a lot easier for them to get a ton of detail on certain pieces, but when it comes to using a gray sticker on a gray brick, that's when I draw the line, and they need to fix something or change something up or just make gray pieces always printed, because it just doesn't look good. And when you have sets, I don't care if you're spending $70 on a set like the helmet or $700 on a LEGO set, you should not be running into issues like that. It's been long enough when this issue has been happening. The community has spoken up time and time again saying we want this to be fixed, and yet nothing is happening. So that's my mini rant on the whole gray sticker debacle. I'll probably mention it at least 2 more times throughout the course of the video. So be prepared for that, buckle up for that. But it's just something that just consistently bothers me with it, and I just don't see an end in sight. But I'm sure one of the most eye-catching parts of this set for many of you are these two Imperial logos right above, just like we saw with the TIE pilot helmet. And now that set, it's very rare that you can find it for anything below $300, especially because those two pieces have skyrocketed in value. And they did that here, two beautifully printed pieces, and they are different colors than the TIE Interceptor helmet, and LEGO did an astronomical job with this. So if you were someone like myself who missed out on the TIE Interceptor helmet and you really wanted two of those pieces, this is a perfect set. And there is some movement on these pieces as well, which is not a big deal at all. But if we actually remove it, we can see why that, dropped the piece. We can actually see why that is. Just a mechanism that it's a clip attached. And just due to the circumstances of how this was made, it offers a little bit of mobility, which once again, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. And it's very easy to, can't hold on to the piece, and it's very easy to put right back on. I'll go over both the sides of the set at the same time, and they are as seen. It's a very simple build, much like with these clones in the Mandalorian helmet. They have the nice, sleek curvature design right over the ear. And then once again, a little rant, you have the gray stickers that just look atrocious on the sides, but what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. And then on the bottom here, the only true difference between this side right here and this side are these three studs. You have three gray studs right here, and then on the other side, it's two gray on the outside and a red stud in the middle. So a little bit of change right there, not a whole lot, and a very subtle detail that LEGO ended up including, which is nice. And going back to the front really quick, there's actually an error with my set that I did not receive. As we can see here, there's three of these studs right here. On the opposite side, LEGO only gave me two, which isn't a big issue. I mean, you can hardly even notice unless you're really looking at every detail with a magnifying glass, which I'm not. I don't really mind it all too much. I know I can always contact LEGO and I can get this piece shipped to me, but it's not the end of the world. I don't really care all too much. It's not like it's missing one of the logos or one of these big stickers right here that you kind of need to display the set. It's such a minor detail that it's impossible to know unless you were building the set like me and noticed that error. And I just wanted to point that out because it is a possibility to happen in a LEGO set. Mistakes are made and it's really not a big deal. I think it's pretty funny actually. And luckily it was something so minor that you can hardly even notice. The only other time I remember this happening to me was with my AT-AT Walker. One of the interior panels, one of the flat black pieces are actually missing. And I didn't do anything about that either because I display it with the door shut and I never see it. And honestly, I was just being lazy with it. Maybe now that I'm talking about it, I will place an order for that one piece. But I don't know. It's been over a year since this happened, so we'll see what happens. On the back side, we have even more gray sticker details, and I really like how this red pops. And the one thing is, and I'll point this out on the front sticker because this made me remember it, this gap right here, I just wish it was one big piece and just one big sticker so there wasn't this awkward looking gap between these two. I want to flip this over real quick because we can see it right here with these two pieces actually. There's just that awkward gap that you just don't see on the actual AT-AT driver helmet, but you do see it here. I know it's one of those things that when you're using two pieces, it's nearly impossible to have on the actual set. But I just wish LEGO would be able to create one large piece and have one large sticker instead of two, and it kind of looks a little bit goofy. But back to the back, we have these two sections right here that are very slightly different. We have one with the red sticker with the darker gray, which doesn't look as bad as the lighter gray. And then we have this nice dual color, the gray and the black, all being connected with these yellow pieces right inside there. And it's hidden with these two flat pieces up on top covering up that. And then just to give you guys an idea of how all this was connected, I just took some video of me clipping on the interior. This is just some footage of me clipping on some of these panels as I was building the set. And it was all pretty straightforward and standard. You have the clips, you snap them into place and they stay there. Nothing too different about any of the other helmets. Yeah, there were some minor differences between the helmets and how exactly the interior design was made, but nothing that's completely groundbreaking like a new stand or anything of that nature. And for the fun of it, I am going to have these helmets side by side with all my other helmets just so we can have an idea of how the sizes of all the helmets stack up with one another. And all the helmets are relatively the same size and dimensions. The bases on them are all exactly the same. So not a whole lot of difference between the building process with any of these, to be honest, just some slight interior differences, and there are some stickers included. And the building process with this set is the same as all the other helmets, so whether you've built one, two, or all of them, you know what you're walking into when you're buying the set. So the question remains of if you should buy this AT-AT driver helmet. And for the price of $70, like we've seen with all the other helmets, yes, this is an absolute buy. I love this set. I think it's awesome. I think it's arguably a top 3 helmet that LEGO has made. But if you're thinking about buying this, I would hold off on getting it until the May 4th promotion. We are a few months away for that promotion right now. And the reason is simply because you can use this set to stack with others and you can get the GWP that they will be offering. You'll get the most bang for your buck with that. And you'll probably feel a lot better knowing that you spent this set to help yourself get a gift with purchase rather than buying it and just getting some insider points. You have the chance to also get the double VIP points or insider points with that as well. So be smart and just wait a little bit of extra time to get this set instead of rushing out day one and not being able to use this as a stacker to get a GWP. But now all we have left to do is put this on display, and I'm thinking of displaying it with my AT-AT Walker instead of with my other helmets. And is that partially because of a lack of room I have right now? Yes. But I also think it looks phenomenal with the UCS AT-AT Walker, and I think it's going to stay here for the foreseeable future. So let me know what you think about the AT-AT driver helmet. Do you see yourself picking up this set? What do you think about the revival of the helmet line? Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more LEGO content, and I'll see you in the next one.